Alzheimer's Research UK work across four main goals. So one is diagnosis. So we have a global early detection initiative ongoing. It's just started, but it's ongoing. We also look into treatment, and actually that's treatment both in terms of disease progression and trying to identify targets for disease progression, but also treatment for the psychiatric symptoms of dementia. So it's not just about losing your memory and issues with thought perception. There are lots of psychiatric symptoms as well, like depression and other mood disorders. So we also want to try and treat those. It's a significant unmet medical need. Not many researchers, not many pharmaceutical companies are looking into that area. So we want to do that as well. So it's all about identifying new targets as well as then translating those new targets through into drug discovery. And we kind of do that in a bit of a different way. So I think charities like ourselves are, we're not good at taking over the role of academia. We're not good at taking over the role of pharma either, but we are good at bringing those two things together. So we kind of synergize those two groups of people working together. And we have a couple of initiatives that do that. So we have the Drug Discovery Alliance, which has taken pharma-trained people and dump them into academia to try and have those people help the academics find the right targets and move them forward into drug discovery. And then we also have the Dementia Consortium, which is a similar thing. So it's bringing together academics that have a good idea for a project and pharma who would be interested. But in this case, pharma and us fund into a pot, and then the academic applies for that pot, and then we all as a group help them to take their targets forward. So they're both really good models for translating the identification of new targets into a drug discovery. So we do treatment, and actually one of the other areas there is a Dementia Research Institute. So we also fund the Dementia Research Institute. Now they're at the early stage, so they're at the stage where not blue sky research, but they are really looking for novel processes. They're really looking at the pathology to try and identify completely novel targets. But we fund and work with those guys too. So I guess we work across that space from the very beginning through translation to clinic. So that's diagnose and treat. We also look at risk reduction and prevention, and that's where the early detection piece comes in. So if we really can detect early and then have people make the right lifestyle choices or potentially use drugs that have failed in late stage clinical trials and bring them forward, then that's all around risk reduction and prevention. And then the final area that we fund is around understanding. So really understanding about the disease pathology, both late and early, with the aim again of identifying new targets. And we do this in a number of different ways. So we actually work with the DRI as well. As I mentioned before, they're right at the blue sky stage. So they're really looking to understand disease processes, disease pathology, disease mechanisms, so that we can identify those new targets. And then also a lot of the areas of funding I've just mentioned, or a lot of the areas that we work in, are very strategic, and we use strategic funding, but we also do response mode funding, which is basically where researchers apply to us for funding. It's all independently reviewed, and then the lucky successful ones win the grant funding. A lot of that is around understand as well. So it's just really trying to understand the disease, the pathology, and the various different diseases, not just Alzheimer's disease. We work across frontotemporal dementia, Lewy body dementia, Alzheimer's disease, so a number of different ones. So there are four areas that we fund against.